Oh,
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live, the worst damn reselling show, period. We got Mike flipping goodies, and we got Krillin, Bobby yawning,
yawning away.
yawning
Sleeping.
away.
I didn't take my nap today, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. We're just talking a little bit behind the scenes, but welcome everybody. Thank you. And we got Lisa in the house too, so that's awesome. All right, guys, how was your week? What did you accomplish? We left last week with Mike talking about revitalizing his store. I know he talked a little bit about this on his upload on YouTube. He did a 20-minute upload there with shipping and everything else like that. So he talked a little bit about that. But
40 minutes.
Can you give us a update? Oh, and I do have a bone to pick with you about your YouTube invite that you didn't give us, or did give us, I guess we would say.
I gave you?
Yeah, you actually, here, I'll get into it. You actually invited us to Omelets, I think, to have dinner with you, but no address, no time, no anything. So you said you were having omelets in there.
Oh, that was Friday night.
Yeah, and I didn't get. Bobby, did you get an invite?
What invite?
For omelets at Mike's house. Did you get an invite for that?
When I say what invite, they need to say
exactly what invite. That's the same one I got. So definitely.
What kind of omelet do you make?
Yeah,
what kind of omelets
did were we missing out on?
Just a Long Island ham and cheese. That's all.
All right.
No big deal.
I could go for a nice omelet.
A little fluff to them, it's all good.
There you go.
So
Wednesday night.
Adam's talking about the live he'll have Wednesday night with Randy.
Exactly. Everybody show up.
Randy,
and then
keep that under an hour because Survivor starts this week, please.
There you go.
And I don't think you. Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off. I got about this. I don't think Adam's been scheduling these live shows.
No.
So sometime.
You're right. He stopped for like a month now. I think it's been since he had a live. So we'll be there.
But I'm saying no schedule. Like, did you schedule like this show, Scotty?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Yep.
You did?
Yep. We had like 3 or 4 people in here.
All right. Well, I didn't know because usually I would get an update. I'm not getting nothing.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
All right.
But when you see the email or the message that we send you of the link, that means it's scheduled that time.
No, that's Instagram. That's not YouTube.
I understand that, but we're just sending you the link of the show that we have already scheduled. We can't send you a link to something that's not scheduled.
If it's not, but I didn't know if maybe it was only scheduled on.
No.
You were asking the same thing. Did I schedule it? And I'm like, yeah, it's listed and ready to go. Oh, it makes it a little strange conversation going on there.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Okay. So I have a video coming out let me see where I'm at. I'm at 82.5%. So I'll probably put it out for the morning, 10 o'clock. That will explain how I got outsmarted this week.
Uh-oh.
Which is a real kick in the nuts, really. But I explained it in the video of how this buyer outsmarted me. And it is a problem when you list on as many websites as I list on, where this could happen to you. It's not a bad thing in the overall picture. I messed up and I tried to cover it, and then he beat me. So, as I said in the video, and I could be quite honest with you, the box is sitting out front, ready to go. No, it wasn't a scammer. It was my fault. It's probably going to go poorly in the end, but I can care less on the platform that it's sold on. So we'll just go from there and move on. I was telling Scott before the show started that I also got a message just before the show from Walmart from a customer saying they want to cancel an order that's showing tracking to be at their local post office and going out tomorrow, should be. So I can't cancel an order that's in delivery, unfortunately. or fortunately, because that would just lose my item. They'll get a free item that way. So that's not happening either. But the update to me not listing for 2.5 weeks right now, okay, which reminds me, I was at 1164. Is that correct? Does everybody remember that number?
Yes.
Okay. 1164 Sunday night, and I am now at 1105.
Okay.
So that's pretty good for me because I don't really concentrate too much on eBay. All I did was take 200 listings down and relist them every single night. And it seemed to revive my store to a decent amount where I was happy with it. So sales were decent for me, not great, but decent. And all I did was, as far as getting the store back in shape, like I said, just end listings and resubmit them. So it actually went rather well.
And you got all your Walmart orders out last week. I know you were way behind, so you got all your Walmart.
I had a serious problem this week. I ran out of. Oh, wow.
Return?
No. Yeah.
Order cancellation?
No. I told you my iPhone makes a weird noise. So here we'll do this together live. Okay, give me a second.
All right.
I'm doing something. Real sorry.
And
so anyway, this week what happened was I almost ran out of boxes.
I saw that on your video too, where you had to ship in some boxes real quick.
Yeah, and
I do like your idea of the shipping the boxes in the 11 by 9 by 2 or whatever those were.
Yeah, 9 by 6 by 2.
9 by 6 by 2. Yeah, I did. I wasn't. I knew they had those, but shipping out some more expensive DVDs and stuff like that. So.
Right, and they're super light, so they really don't add weight. I mean, they add weight obviously, but they're super light, so well worth it. Not expensive box. A little pain to put together, but once you get the hang of it, it's just like any other box, really. So
Bobby needs an energy drink, so if anybody could get him an energy drink on DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever.
I can't drink those.
Oh, you can't.
I can't drink.
My heart
coffee,
goes. Some extends. No, not extend. What is that? The stuff that keeps you awake.
No dose.
No dose. That's it. Yeah. Sorry. I see all those counter on the counter. Sorry about that.
Gas station.
The gas
that
station,
didn't even do nothing.
No dose.
I took that stuff. It didn't do. One time I had to go on a ride. You know, my family lives in Pennsylvania. I had to visit them, and I still was like sleeping.
Did I fall off?
Yep. I don't see any. Are you going to share your screen or?
No. I'm saying, did my video go out?
No, we see you.
Strange. I think eBay's wearing me down.
Uh-oh.
See, is it me?
I think so. I don't see.
Right,
you see anything, Bobby?
No, I'm not showing my video yet. I'm not showing my screen.
Okay.
I'm trying to delete something. I need to get deleted.
Now, I did hear you drop another bombshell in that video also, is you're stepping a little bit away from big electronics and going to baseball cards. I see.
No, I'm not going
to. You're going to start opening packs on your channel and stuff like that. Is that true?
Well, here's the weird thing, okay, is throughout the week of just relisting and doing all that stuff, I saw a lot I had laying around here for a long time that weren't moving, and all of a sudden kind of mixing up my store and refreshing everything put some things into the spotlight, and they finally sold. So that's why my video studies surprised me, because $32 plus shipping on 4 baseball cards is a pretty good sale.
Yeah, they weren't.
What kind of baseball cards?
They were the gas station ones.
But they were ballpark Franks cards.
Oh, ballpark. Yeah, that's what.
So, I mean, they comped pretty well because I kind of work off of comps. And together, I had it up for $59.99, but I've had it for 6 months or so. So I got an offer of $32.99, and I'm like, sure, 4 baseball cards, they're gone.
You said these were newer cards? Newer cards.
They're older. It's ballpark Franks.
Oh, yeah.
Because you were saying.
Those
I know
cards
ballpark
there.
Franks.
Yep.
Yeah, so those cards there are what sold. So I'm thinking in the video, I don't know. I'm not a baseball expert, but I know who Jackie Robinson and Yogi Berra are. And the cards themselves, really that depictive. They were just weird looking faded picture on all of them. And it wasn't from where, it's just the way the pictures were taken with like an overlay. Watch the video and you'll see what.
Yep.
All right.
My thumbnail, I show one of the cards in the thumbnail. So you should be able to see what I'm talking about just from that. Okay.
I just didn't know if they were the newer kind or the reprints, or they're the older stuff.
They're the older stuff, yeah.
No, but what I will tell you is that I am definitely switching into CDs and DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I sold a CD this week for $65, $32 on Amazon, $27, and I'm paying a dime for these things.
Yep.
Was it a religious one that was expensive? Didn't you have like a gospel?
No,
what was the one you had that was sealed?
I sold that one sold. That was $24.99. But I sold a 4-pack of 4-packs. So there was 4 of these classic 50s, 60s drive-in CD things.
Yeah.
Okay. They were used. 16 CDs for $65.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I have some CDs I've sold for $80, $90. So I just now buy in bulk whenever I see if they have some new ones in there.
Mm-hmm.
I buy in bulk. I have this CD here. I cannot find it, and I'm afraid to list it right now because I don't know what it's worth. But some of these weird, obscure, it's Shy's Limit.
Yeah, have you tried what was it? Discogs? I think it's Discogs. Have you tried that?
Everywhere for this CD. What did I just sell? I sold something. Oh, okay. So let's go back to this. And even the DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Well, never would think, the CDs.
Right.
I mean, I think I talked about this about a couple when I was in Uniondale. I put an ad in for vintage clothing. I'll tell the story again. I'll make it short and sweet. I put an ad that says I buy vintage clothing, and some woman from Uniondale messaged me, which is it's only like 5 minutes from my house, but there's a couple of sketchy parts in Uniondale. So I said, screw it, I'm gonna go anyway. And she had the CD box sets and stuff like that. And there was one, and it was a Greek singer from the 1970s called Nana Mouskouri. I've heard of her only because I knew a guy who was Greek. I mean, it's a long story, but anyway, I didn't want to look nothing up on my phone because we would just stand next to. I don't want, sometimes you can't look things up. So I gave her like $5 for it. So I'm like, I can't lose it. It's a CD box set for $5, and it looks like it was new. Can't go wrong. Because a lot of times they're not sealed; they just look new. Whatever it is. Anyway, so for like $400 or $500, I couldn't believe it. It blew my mind. So of course I call her up like the next day. I'm like, do you have any more box sets? I don't know where she ripped
box sets.
This woman obviously. But the key is, the moral of the story is, well, there's a couple of morals of the story. The one moral of the story is, it says France import model. Anytime you see import edition, always grab it. They're always sell for money. And I'll tell you real quick, when I went up to the house, they had one of those steel doors, right? With the top, the front of the door is metal, white. They're always white, and they're supposed to either be like a glass on the top or like some kind of mesh, screen. And then when I walk up to the door, there was a huge dent kicked into the door, and the mesh was missing. It was all like ripped out. I'm like, son of a gun. I was about to just walk out. When I get in the house was completely dark, and it had like, I don't know if you, Scott, I don't know if you've been to the hood before, but people have like well, you do act. Well, actually, not no HOA. There ain't no HOA in the hood.
Right.
Yeah, they have like sheets like dividing up rooms because they like rent out rooms and stuff like that. That you always see a lot of sheets hanging from the from the ceiling. And I was like, look, I'm already here, and I did well with that.
I grew up in Uniondale, so mind what you said.
I know, that's what I said. Yeah, but also you didn't go to school in Uniondale for a reason.
No, I did go to school in Uniondale. I went to California Elementary, California Avenue. Then I went to Turtle Hut. Then I went to Holy.
Okay. So you went to just high school?
Junior high school. Yeah, high school was Catholic.
Yeah, because Turtle Hook is the junior high.
Yeah.
What's the one by me? Lawrence Road. What's that?
Road. That's the other side of Uniondale and Hempstead. I was on the borderline for either one.
Yeah, because I live. That's where I
went to Lawrence Road, and I went to Turtle Hook.
Yeah, because I live, if like literally, a couple of 100 yards. That is the Southern State Parkway. So just over the Southern State Parkway. That's where I live.
For me was, and this is the God's honest truth, my neighbor's fence line.
Yeah.
Was the bus stop, meaning my house, because I was in front of them, I was closer to the school. I had to walk to school, and that is, if you're familiar, Bobby, I grew up on Front Street and Green Grove, so right there. So that's a long walk to Turtle Hook Junior High.
Yeah,
that's quite a while. That's a couple of miles. So, but anyway, that was what I was.
We had that happen too by us because our town was a very long town. Baldwin is like one giant long town. It goes all the way from the Southern State Parkway to the ocean, Yeah. And or to the bay or whatever. And there were people. If you were cool with the bus driver, they would let you on without a bus pass. Like if you're one of those kids who couldn't really, you gotta walk a mile to freaking get to school. If you can.
There were times I had to walk home from Holy Trinity. Now that's like 12, 13 miles. But anyway.
Yeah, Holy Trinity. Yeah, anyway.
Okay. These are also gold if you find them. But you got to find metal. Sealed cassettes that say they're metallic and CD quality. I grabbed 2 of these from my electronics guy this week. And they'll sell for $30, no problem.
How many pack?
2.
2 pack?
2 for 30. Okay.
Yeah, 2 for 30.
No, I just didn't see how many. It's very small. That's why I'm looking.
No, I'm saying you can get 2. They'll sell for $30. These will get listed tomorrow or next day. I have so many of this stuff. These aren't metal. These just they're on my desk. So I grabbed them. They're sitting back there on the shelf. So any sealed media, I don't care what it is. If it's blanks, buy it. Because it's going to sell for something. VHS tapes, whatever. Betamax, all that stuff sells. Okay. Scott, put me up so Bobby can see my...
Beam me up, Scotty.
All right, you're up.
That's what you got to say.
All right. So there's my cards.
Can you make it bigger?
Yep.
Yeah. Frank Robinson, Yogi Berra.
So probably somebody won one of those cards.
I'll help you.
Oh wow, 1995. That's not that. That's wow. I would be surprised. I would have passed on those.
Well, I bought this in a big bulk lot of freaking cards and everything I got.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice.
So as you can see, I had it up $53.99. He offered 32, and I ran with it.
You're like, see ya.
Wow.
That's a good sell.
Yeah. No, definitely. But I'm saying, can you go back over the description? You said those are 1990. Those it says 95, right? In the title.
Is that what it says? Yeah, 1995.
Because usually, because I always ask anybody who's like a baseball card guy, the first question I ask them is, when are those 1990s cards going to be worth any money?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, this stuff here, to me, those aren't real autographs. You know what I'm saying? That's like in the card.
Yeah.
And then you can see, like, it's just, there's no stats, there's nothing. It's just ballpark Frank's baseball cards.
Yeah. I had Frank's today for lunch. Nathan's stuff.
I mean,
Nathan's.
with 6 views, figure I just listed it again. It was part of my relisting. So that's how that works. See if this changes pages. Does this change pages?
Yep.
Okay. So I just listed these 20 minutes ago because today's my first day of listing. I just listed these. Now, this is a set you can go to Walmart and buy. So I had it up for 139. He was offering 119. Do you take it or do you leave it?
What is it? I can't see what it is.
It's a set of golf clubs.
And
a golf club.
Ram.
And how much is he offering?
119.
And how much do you have into it?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Oh, no, you're not going to see this page, are you?
No, you can't.
Here, let me do it this way. So
there you go. Yep.
There we go. I can see a little better now.
Yep, you take it.
Now, this is not a high-end set. This came in a bulk buy I did where I got a really good set and then this piece of junk here. Now, they're left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's been 8 views on it so far. It comes with the 3 woods, the hybrid, and the 4-through pitching wedge and a putter. So, and I got real lazy on this listing. As you can see, I just took it outside today. I usually would lay these clubs out and show everybody, but like this is still in its packaging. Can you see the plastic?
Yep, I can see it.
So these have like been used once or twice. I mean, shit, if you didn't take the plastic off your driver, you obviously weren't playing a big course. These are not like super high end. They're not even medium high end. I would say that these are lower to middle, low middle, let's say, clubs.
Now, let me ask you, on a set like this, are you measuring the shafts and everything? Because I know you always said you want to measure the shaft.
Yeah, no, because there's too many variables on this one. You know what I'm saying? A club, yes. A whole set, no.
Oh, you just one individual club. So this.
Yeah, if you sell an individual, yes, but.
Now, just from looking at them, do they look like they're factory, or do they? I mean, when I say like factory, I mean like right out of the package.
Well, yeah, you
or
can
like
see
they
it,
were.
you see, I mean, they have a little scratches on them, but they weren't used more than a couple times.
Right.
Normally, I'd have pictures of the feet. I mean, look at the putter. The putter is like.
Oh yeah, nice.
Never.
You know.
This guy was only hitting the hole in ones.
I mean, it probably
no, didn't need
a wear than it has playing wear. You know, because
so now, but you could tell they were those shortened. Remember how you were talking about how the clubs being shortened? You know, if you get
faces. Like I said, they've only been used a couple of times. You can see all the things. You see the edge of that club?
Yep.
That's bag wear. That's those clubs banging into each other all day long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, so if we go to the offer, right? This offer I'm going to take because I have $34 shipping on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he's almost $160 into this when all said and done. And he's in Fenton, Montana. That's going to be expensive to ship. But $34.99 should be plenty to cover that.
Yeah, I would definitely take that offer.
Yeah.
And
was he playing golf at the mountains?
What's that? I guess so.
They have golf course in Montana.
Well, that's a funny story. When my dad was growing up in North Dakota, there was no there was only one golf course, and they would always take Monopoly money and shove it in the pay thing and go golfing at the golf course.
Wait, your dad was from North Dakota?
Yeah, North Dakota. Yeah, up on top by the Canadian border there.
How did he now? Whenever people live in these obscure places, how did he end up there?
Well,
Was he like an army, military, or something?
No, he did go to Vietnam, but this was before he went to college at North Dakota State, and went and NCR, which is the registers, National Cash Registers. They hired him right out of college to go to Reno, and he went right to Reno. So that's how we got out.
No, but I'm saying, how did he end up? How do you end up in North Dakota, though?
Oh, his farm, my family's farm, and everything's all up there. So he grew up on the farm. So
okay. So I was wondering, like, how do people like? There was one guy who I forgot this guy's name. He was a nice YouTuber, but I forgot his name. And he was from North Idaho.
Oh yeah.
And I said, like, it makes a difference, North Idaho, East, West. I mean, it's all, even though, like, supposedly, then I read stuff, like, within the last, like, year, that, like, what do you call it? What's that place? Like, Boise is, like, a hot destination. Like, they had, like, it was, like, a hot destination for people to move to. And like, within, like, the last 2 or 3 years, like residential real estate in Boise is, like, quadrupled.
Yeah, my sister lives in Boise, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. But recently, did she just move there?
No, she moved there 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Okay.
So,
but did she tell you about all the new people moving in?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of new people coming in. So yeah, there's a ton of people going, and a lot of Californians are going up there too. So
yeah.
But back to your point about the golf clubs, I think golf's going to be really hot this spring, even more than normal, because of that Netflix show. They got the Full Swing or whatever Netflix show, and I just watched the whole thing. But I think golf's going to be pretty hot because of that. So
yeah, golf's always hot, though.
Yeah, but I think it's even more. We got Midwest Picker in the house. Thanks, Dave, for stopping in.
So one other quick question off topic about Sacramento. How far is Sacramento from the ocean?
We could get to the ocean in 2.5 hours. With traffic. Yeah, so 2.5 hours to the ocean, to the San Francisco Bay Area and the ocean. Yeah. And we could go down to the beaches and everything if we go a little bit down south. But
it's not a regular drive. It's not just get in the car.
No, we can't get there. Yeah, just in an hour or whatever. But we do have the like Tahoe for skiing. That's 2.5 hours too. So we're like right in the middle. So for all those skiers,
it just seems weird. Not like I don't mind. Like it seems weird, like not living near the ocean. Even though I don't even like the ocean. I don't even go. I should probably move because I haven't been to the beach in a decade. And I'm not like Mike. Mike always has his tan on.
Yep. We should go down to Florida.
Of course, I don't have a tan.
Look at this. I look like I'm translucent over here. Look at this. But the beach, it's just never really did.
I went in the water at Grand Turk last week. I almost froze my nays off, man.
Oh man! You won't be saying that in a couple months, though.
What's that?
You won't be saying that in a couple months.
No.
and I could never live in Florida because of the alligators. I can't do the alligators. I could visit, I can hang out, but I could never live in Florida.
I've been here. I've been here 20 years. I've seen 2 alligators.
Really?
Oh my!
You know, walking around, you see an alligator. That's what
you're like you're golfing or whatever, and you see alligators right off to the side.
I've seen a total of 2.
Really?
So let me ask you this question. So Mike, you're a Florida expert now, or you're at least much more than me. Okay, compared to me, you have 1,000 times more knowledge than I do about Florida. So you heard about this lady. She was like an 80-year-old lady, and she got eaten by the crocodile, alligator, whatever. You hear about that?
I heard about that.
When did this happen?
This is like a week ago, 2 weeks.
Yeah, a week or two ago.
It's big news.
I don't watch the news. It's depressing.
All All right. No, but I'm just
serious. I do not watch the news. It's too depressing.
So look, make the story short. My mother, who her friend from years ago lived in Long Island for many years, retired. That went down to South Carolina, right? And she says they have crocodiles there too in South Carolina. And like they tell you, they say don't leave your if you have a little dog, don't leave the dog outside, whatever. And but what's weird is like if you're on okay, I've never seen an alligator in the wild either. Wow. But my question is also if Mike, if you don't have the answer, Lisa, maybe you have the answer. Why don't people put if you live near a lagoon, I'm assuming that's where they hang out, like in a little lagoon, right? Wherever their lair is, whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they put fences up?
Some people do. Some people want access to the water. You
go in that water in the lagoon in Florida? I ain't going in no water.
Well, see, here's the thing, Bobby. My buddy who's lived here his whole life has a boat, takes us out tubing all the time. I refuse to get on the damn tube. Okay.
Yeah,
but
I can't see the bottom.
My kids do, and there's alligators in those waters. Okay, it's a known fact they're in those waters. Okay, but he's never seen one come close, try to attack, nothing. And he'll run his son, who's about 23 years old, into the the lily pads, right through the tube and everything like that, which is probably where they're hanging out. Never had a problem. They don't even think twice about it. Honestly, they jump in the water like it's like.
Did you ever see that? You ever see that movie? Well, this is you should remember probably, Mike. James Bond, Live and Let Die. You ever seen this movie?
I'm not a big Bond fan, so probably seen.
I'm not a huge Bond, but it's kind of hokey. It's the '70s Bond where he has to get out of the lagoon with all the alligators. Right. Scotty, you seen this one? Where he jumps on top.
I saw it, but I don't remember that part of it.
Where he has to jump.
Might be a different story, but then we don't have crocodiles.
Now, Lisa, did you hear about that lady that got eaten up, 84 years old? Did you hear about that? I heard about that. I'm all the way out here in California, so.
Whoa, California!
There's no alligators. There's no tornadoes. There's no hurricanes. There's no
mudslides.
Just a
mudslide, earthquakes.
A couple earthquakes here and there, but nothing.
I've seen every time you go into not anything, but a lot of places that have water and have housing near it pretty much always has a sign up, possible gators in water. Snakes, gators in water. And I live rural, so you would think I would see more than the big cities, but honestly, I see 2-footers. That's it.
Wow.
That would just kind of snap at you. Now, rattlesnakes, I've only seen one.
See, I've seen 10 rattlesnakes.
Yeah, I've only seen one rattlesnake, and then I've seen 2 moccasins and a whole bunch of racers. The racers are actually good because they keep the poisonous ones away.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
the rattlesnakes, that's poisonous, of course. Rattlesnake. Yeah. But water moccasin, that's a dangerous one. The water moccasin.
They're poisonous also, yes.
That's the one that they always go. And then up here we don't.
We have pygmy rattlers, so they're only little tiny ones, but they'll wallop you because they don't know how to control their venom, so you'll get a good dose from them. But I've never seen any one of those either.
Oh wow! Look at this. I've had a deadly coral snake swimming in my pool.
Oh yeah!
Wow. But now let me ask you, Lisa. I'm sorry, I had to cut you off, but is she on a different coast than you, Mike? Because I know, maybe it's regional. Maybe if somebody is on the East Coast and you're on the West Coast.
It's not coastal because they don't go in salt water.
Okay.
Who?
Alligators.
So, this guy told me, I heard, the guy who's the manager of American Thrift, because I asked him, I said, because they have 4, whatchamacallit, they have 4 stores in South Florida. And I asked him, I says, well, which part has the alligators in Florida? He says, He says there's alligators everywhere in Florida. I said, even near the ocean? He says they're in the ocean too.
Near the ocean, yes, but they don't make a living in salt water.
Mm.
Yeah.
They're in freshwater, Everglades, stuff like that. So I'm on the West Coast. I'm on the Gulf side.
Yes.
I'm 5 minutes from the Gulf of Mexico.
Nice.
Okay.
So, but like I said, it's when I moved down here, everybody said the same thing: alligators, snakes, bugs, stuff like that. Red ants. I mean, red ants can be a problem if you don't take care of it. But other than that, it's not like you walk outside and get infested by bugs all day long. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just not that way. You know, I would
think the swamp, you're gonna have those flying cockroaches and stuff.
Well, the swampy areas, if it's like still water, you'll find a lot of no-see-ums, yellow flies, and stuff like that, which can be a little nasty biting you. But like I said, overall, it's not the picture that you probably have in your head of getting up every day, living in Florida and walking outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just not that way.
I'm on the ocean side, 5 minutes from the ocean.
Yeah,
okay.
So
Nice.
She's on the east, I'm on the west.
Okay. But there's still alligators.
She's got the beachfront property right there.
There's snakes on Long Island.
Where's there snakes? In Uniondale?
See, okay. So that's a surprise to you that there's snakes on Long Island?
Where's there snakes?
All over the place on Long Island.
Well, how many snakes did you see in Uniondale? What are they catching a ride on the Hempstead Turnpike?
When I've seen at least 3 to my knowledge on Long Island. Now, they're not poisonous, but you have snakes.
But where?
All right. I was working probably.
Hey, thank you, Karen.
I'm telling you right now, she's wrong. I mean, she may have never seen one. Don't get me wrong. When I worked in Brooklyn, I never saw a snake, but I did see them on the island. I can't think of the town I was in when I was walking right by the ladies' patio up pathway to go to her front door. The snake was sitting right there.
Maybe it was a pet snake that got out.
No.
Oh, I will tell you this.
No.
I know, Mike. You said you don't watch the news. Maybe Scotty heard about this, and Karen, I think probably heard about this. About a week ago, they found an alligator in Prospect Park in Brooklyn. The guy was. I felt bad for. I actually felt bad for the alligator. He was only like he was like a geriatric alligator. The thing that they put him in, he didn't even fit. His arms were like atrophied. Did you see this alligator, Karen? I want to see it in the chat. She saw this alligator.
She hasn't said anything. I didn't.
This is, and it was in the middle of the winter. I mean, this guy. I actually felt bad for the guy because he
illegally having exotic pets that let them loose, right?
Maybe he ran up. He traveled. He hitched the I-95. That's because people are dumb with alligators. They can't handle them when they get
right.
Well, what do you mean when they get?
Honest.
What do you mean when they get too big?
Well, there's a size limit, I guess, when they.
Yeah, well, you got iguanas have the same problem because when they get bigger, they become very nasty with their tails and everything. And
I can see that. Somebody wanting an iguana as a pet and then grows into huge monster.
I'll tell you. You know, I'm into cats, so what I watch, like they have these people. I think they're in Russia or somewhere around there. Like it's not just one channel; it's like 5 channels of different people. They keep in their house. They have like what they call like a bobcat, like a mountain lion in the house. Then there's other ones that have leopards in the house.
Yep.
Lynx in. It's insane, and one of them. It's a really nice story because he was kind of like a midget mountain lion, like, and they were going to euthanize him. They said because he can't jump, or he can jump only like a little, because usually they have cat-like reflexes.
Right.
So he didn't have any of that. So they were going to euthanize him because he couldn't go out in the wild. So this couple, they adopted him, and he's like in the house, and he's like sleeping with the the husband or whatever. They're like in the bathtub together. Like it's cute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, when he has to feed him, he has to chop up like this huge amount of fucking meat. But it's always like you're like, oh wow, I wish I could have like an animal like that as a pet, but for like a day, and then that's it.
So that guy paid for his golf clubs already, $161 and change.
Out the door. Nice.
And what's crazy about that is golf clubs have been sitting in my garage for 3 or 4 months now.
Yeah, but golf season's coming.
I have
back
another
around,
set sitting in there that I still have to get to. So, but the wife's been promising to help me this week, so we'll see how that works out.
Now, let me ask you: that's going to go UPS, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Or FedEx.
FedEx.
Possibly FedEx.
FedEx?
It might go FedEx. That's going to weigh in probably around. It's not very heavy. The bag was very light, 16 to 17 pounds, maybe. The box will be somewhere around 40, probably 46 inches high and 12 by 12. So 46, 12 by 12. I should be okay on the shipping.
Now, see, I have the reason why I asked the question because I have a friend who I'm trying to get him into the chat, but he does his own thing. And because he's into artwork, maybe he thinks he's going to give away too many secrets. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. I just always say, oh, why don't you watch the chat? And I'm like, oh, if you want. I said people would be very interested in buying, because people, you see artwork, and you want to know what, you wish you want to know what, right? Scott, you don't know what artworart is, right? Like paintings and shit.
I have a friend also that does it. So I do. I just ask him because at the bins I find stuff and whatever. Most of it's all junk. But
yeah. So, but I asked him, and he was all upset because maybe you can answer because because like UPS they invoice you, and he had a and like he's like, oh, the price was like way more than what he thought the quote was, and I'm like, I don't know how to fight those invoices because I never get them. So, have you ever had stuff like that happen where you thought it was supposed to be 50 and it was 150 or something?
A long time ago, but I can't remember what the situation was. I think that was something really heavy, like a printer or something like that. That was like going out. But
you're talking about shipping wise?
Yeah, because he said like everything is oversized shipping. Obviously, with him with the artwork, everything is
long and
big.
Yeah, it's mainly how the weight and how long or how big it is. So
yeah.
So, but Karen has a question for you.
I gotta check.
Karen,
I gotta check on this one because I was just told by somebody. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on this. This is what I was told, and I think I heard it correctly. But you got to watch out for your girth. But FedEx is supposedly, and he has a special plan, so he might get a special discount that we can't touch. But FedEx supposedly came out this week with a new shipping rate. As long as you do not exceed, I think it was 133 inches in total girth, or 5 inches on one side of the box, meaning your box could be 60 by 60 by 5 and still meet that metric. Okay, regardless of weight, would be $11.95.
Oh wow!
But you got to watch out for your girth. Okay,
right.
I think the girth is 133, but I could be wrong. And I don't know if it's going to be available to everybody because, like I said, he has a separate shipping account with FedEx, so probably gets discounts that we do not see.
Yeah.
But keep an eye out for it. It might help somebody. Now, as far as my boxing of the golf clubs,
there's a video.
I'll do a video on it.
Hopefully you'll do a better video than shipping CDs he did last night because he'll probably have the clubs shipped in 5 minutes.
What about my CD shipping?
Resizing your box and everything. I'm just making fun of you.
No, I know it took me 3 boxes, but that's here's the thing, okay? If you're going to sell golf clubs at any decent velocity, then buy yourself the 48 4x4s and the 48 6x6s. As far as like selling a whole set with a bag, tonight I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna put 3 12x12x12 I used to order a box that would fit a golf bag, but they're so big and hard to store. It's easier to buy like 12x12x12s.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have 14x14x14s. And I do have 10x10x10s where I can stack them and cover those golf clubs in a few minutes. It doesn't take long at all. So that's how I'm going to ship this one out. I'll give it a little saran wrap so the clubs don't fly around. Slide that right in that box, cover it up, and ship it out.
Now, whenever I do golf clubs, sometimes I do that, but usually I go down to the U-Haul store and they have a lamp box, and then I forget the dimensions, but the clubs usually fit perfectly in that. So I get the U-Haul. It's like $4 or $5, $5 I think at the U-Haul store,
Yeah.
And I just pick that one up and ship them out. So
here's the thing: if you ever look at my videos and watch my garage, I have a box of like almost for every size. You know what I'm saying? I have thousands of boxes in there, different sizes. Because I used to be one of those that would Frankenbox all the time, but that's when I strictly sold on eBay. Now I got to watch my P's and Q's, and I need brown boxes for a lot of things. So I've come to the conclusion that it's worth the time and effort to order boxes that will conform. I got the multi-depth boxes, which are great to have. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're nice to have because they're easy to trim down and make them square, which you can do with a screwdriver or that stupid box resize or however you want to do it.
Right.
But for me, everything's about speed now. I need to go in there and be able to bust out packages left and right without fumbling through like I used to my locker to try and find a perfect box for something. Now I know I'll measure it. You saw me in the video. I measure my stuff. I'm like, okay, I know I have a box that's going to be close to this. I just got to find it, and it's going to be on a shelf somewhere. I just got to find it, So it makes life a lot easier and processing, and you won't get frustrated selling the item.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you sell an individual golf club to try and Frankenbox something together for a 15, 20, 50, 60, 80, $100 sale, I don't care what it is. If you're doing it all the time, you're going to get frustrated selling it.
Right.
I mean, like Bobby, he takes his little Chinese takeout bag, puts his piece of clothing in it, throws it in a poly bag, folds it in half, and sends it out. We have to use boxes, in my opinion. If you're going to try and sell in bulk, buy the proper boxes. The 48 4x4 and the 48 6x6 ship out an entire set of clubs in the 6x6. You can get an entire set of irons sometimes in the 4x4.
Okay. Now you wrap the heads together and then.
Yeah, and then just pop them in there. Or if I have to, I'll leave them loose and then pack them with some fill. They won't move around if they're in the 4x4. So it takes me literally like 5 minutes to put together a shipment for a golf club or golf club.
And you have your handy dandy tape machines too. So
and don't forget about the handy dandy resizer, my Phillips head screwdriver that's been with me since the beginning.
There you go.
Oh man.
So Bobby, we get an update from you. How was your week? What did you accomplish?
I did actually. I had some stuff from my mother had me do a bunch of stuff around the house during the week, which is better for me anyway. I didn't go out to too many estate sales or anything. I've been thinking about calling that girl back to come back to work, but I'm still just plugging along. I didn't find anything new, anything exciting. I mean, actually, I did find a vintage rap T-shirt, which I know people like. See, this is good and bad too. Like, I have a relationship now with me and another guy. We both have a relationship with like one lady from Salvation Army. I told you we help her like put all the stuff away, and so she'll like when we're ready, she won't bring out the racks till like we're there. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like good, obviously. But then what happens is you end up you're there. You're like, oh, that's good, that's good, that's good. You end up with a fucking cart full of crap, and you're like, oh shit. Like I really I've been saying this for like months now, but I really have to get more serious about listing. We need to have listers anonymous. Like a sponsor to relationship. Yes, with this lady, and it's funny because she likes me too because I speak a little I could speak a little Spanish. So like the customers go up to her and they asking her like, where are the vests? Or like they just ask her questions and she doesn't speak she speaks like no English. So like I'll jump in and I'll help her like, so like I'll like, oh no, they're over there, whatever, because she doesn't like, it's kind of a little bit funny, but you don't want to watch people struggle when they're looking like deer in the headlights,
Yeah.
But
so
she always, but I still have the itch to go to the bit. I still have the itch to go to the bins again, just like once or twice. But I got so many others.
I think everybody should go to the bins, unless you have like a constant source like Mike does or whatever. Have all your contacts, but.
Yeah, like I mean, there's so many other stores on the way. I mean, to go to the bins, it's in a place called Long Island City. It's like an industrial park, and it's it's like the last exit before you get into Manhattan. Mm-hmm. It's literally like right under the bridge, 59th Street Bridge,
mm-hmm.
And
was the manufacturer still out there?
Yeah, I've seen the sign when you come back over the 59th Street Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm assuming it's not just the sign, billboard, but there is a gigantic
that's
Pepsi
a bottling
sign.
Plant right there. Well, it used to be a bottling plant.
When you're coming back, when you're coming back from Manhattan on the 59th Street Bridge, you look over to the right.
My friend's father used to work there, and we used to go visit. You want to see rats, you go there.
Well, you got a lot of syrup, but that's what was I gonna say? But as far as Manhattan, I haven't been over the bridge in a while. It's weird, like because it's weird. It's like a psychological thing when you're going over the bridge. You have to like, especially when you have a vehicle, because it's like you can get stuck on the wrong street, and you'll lose an hour, 45 minutes. You'll just be sitting on one block. You just don't move. The car, all the traffic will go, light will change, and one car will move, and then that's it. You're lucky if you can move one car every 15 minutes. So
we don't have bins here either by me, at least as far as I know. I've never been to the bins, there used to be one in Ocala, but they closed it down. So
gotcha.
I don't know where the closest one to me would be.
So Orlando, is that they have Orlando?
I don't know. Could be. Could be. I honestly don't know. And the horror stories I hear from it, I probably wouldn't go anyway.
Yeah. Now we have 3 in our area. There's 3 like within 20 minutes from me, 30 minutes from me.
Mm-hmm.
And there, some are better than others. So it is a crapshoot on some of them, and some of them you don't. You have to deal with all the politics and stuff like that. But
right. It's tough.
Well, you have 3, you said, Scotty?
Yeah,
there's 3?
Yeah, there's one in West Sac, there's one in the middle of Sacramento, and then there's one in South Sac, which is by me. The closest the one I go to is in South Sac.
Oh, so. But now are they, because here's the question, are they all, like, I've been to the newer style one where they have a bins and a regular store.
Mm-hmm.
But these
are independent. Now, the bins that I go to, there's like a store like just a mile down. And then
okay,
but we have like probably 30 in the greater Sacramento area. There's probably like 30 Goodwills, and only like one or 2 Salvation Armies.
We got a lot of Salvation Armies.
Yeah. And then Part-Time Pickers. He goes to Eco Thrift, or he used to go to Eco Thrift. There's 2 of them here in Sacramento, and then Savers. There's Savers is actually like an hour and a half away from us. So there's one in going down to the Bay Area. There's one Savers there. So
how are your prices?
They're not too bad. Like the bins for me is $1.67 a pound, and then like CDs, DVDs, and all that stuff's 15 cents each, and books, and then appliances are $4. And then you get, you talk about relationships, Bobby. If you have a relationship with a cashier, she'll give you a break on certain things and stuff like that. But like golf bags are $6. So it doesn't matter what the size is or whatever, vintage or new.
Mint.
Yeah, $6. And clubs are 55 cents each. So if you got the club and the thing, you're about $10 out the door at the bins. And then video games are 15 cents, of course. But then they charge like weird. It's like weird, like if you find like an Xbox or a Wii system or whatever, they charge like $10 or whatever. So it's just. And paintings are like $10. Bikes are like, it varies, and the furniture varies and all that stuff. So
do you ever see somebody pull out a vintage T-shirt, like a Grail T-shirt,
tons.
like something?
There's tons of vintage T-shirts that they pull out of there.
Yeah. So you'll pull, because
I
they're
don't.
tough. I mean, we have a lot of guys.
Like I go more for the hard goods, but those guys pull out Polo by Ralph Lauren or whatever, and then they pull out all the vintage tees of band tees and stuff like that, and vintage jerseys and stuff like that. They just pull them out.
But when you go, like when they're doing the road, now you go like just before the rotation.
They rotate all day long. They just rotate.
Oh, so there is no. All right. There is no like, because like mine, it was like they used to do like 3 or 4 rotations a day.
Right, exactly.
So
and that's the way the other ones work. But this one, they bring it out clothes all day long. They're like bringing out one of the big tubs. They roll it out, and probably within because they got like 30 of them, and they just rotate them out all day long. It's just constantly. So people are pulling vintage T-shirts and even down to the.
But there's no fighting.
Like
I would think when they're rolling out that fresh merch, I would figure there would be at least a half a dozen people to a dozen that are just that are just like
they're all lined up. They all wait. So and then like starter jackets, all that stuff. Like one of my friends there, he pulled out the Cowboys starter jackets from the 80s, and it was a medium. So he's gonna give it to me for $20 because he's making money, and I but it wasn't my size, So
what size are you?
I'm a large to extra large, depending on. But all the vintage stuff, I'm an extra large.
Well, I can't see you with the, it's hard to tell you.
With my piano and the fireplace and everything else.
Yeah.
So but but
Schumacher.
Even the hard goods, they don't bring out as much of it, but they bring them out all day long too. So, but I don't want to list T-shirts. I don't want to list all that stuff. I just Thursday, I pulled out a vintage Cowboys or Niners, 49ers Splash. If you know the Splash, vintage hat.
I sold one of those.
Yeah. I have it.
Good money.
Yep. I pulled out the Splash. It was just sitting there after everybody left, and I just grabbed it up, and it's actually I restored it, and it's upstairs. So.
I was gonna say you're a restoration guy on hats. You're like
I'm learning. I'm learning on them. So I started out just doing the basics, giving them wash, but now
I gotta show you something. Yeah.
Scott, have you looked at Premier Wholesaler?
I have not. Is that? I have not checked that out.
I don't know. I just ran into it and I was looking at it, but it's not my niche. But but you got to buy a lot, like $10,000 worth plus shipping. So it's quite the investment.
Now, I'm sure you pick up these the game.
Yeah, the game. So like some
no
of
good?
them, just depending on what the content is on them, because I usually go for New Era, Starter, Pro Line, Logistics. Which was the Logo Athletic was the Splash one.
Yeah, like this one here. Yeah, logo athletic, but this one here is the game. But like I keep looking at this hat and I'm like, you know what? It's just so filthy. It's like, is there a way you could just leave this in like Clorox 2 or something like that and then pull it out and it'll be fine? Or is it like something I got to go with a toothbrush and scrub and do this and do that? If I could dunk it. What?
Send me pics of it. Send me pics. I'll tell you what to do. I wish I was at ASD this week, but there's so much Chinese sellers there. It's not what it was.
What's ASD?
ASD. I've gone to ASD a couple times.
What is it?
I saw all the. I got the because I always get the list and everything for ASD for the people there. I was not excited for ASD this next week.
Well, what is it? Will you tell us what it is?
It's a big convention for Amazon sellers, but it's all Chinese crap now. Oh. It's all jewelry and all. They have hats there too, but it's. And I looked at it. I just was not excited about going, and because I'm an hour flight from there, an hour and a half flight to Vegas. But I might go this spring, but I didn't want to go this year. This one. So.
Yeah. So Adam, basically, it's just wholesalers that try to sell to you.
Yeah,
for you to
they'll wholesale it to you. They even like whatchamacallit go, like some of the big vendors go for ungating for Amazon and stuff like that. But you could get all that stuff online. You don't have to go through them. I don't know if ASD is worth it like it was once. So
you need to set up like Resell Rabbit. You watch
exactly.
If you're gonna buy truckloads of stuff, you need a way to dump that quickly, and he has the perfect setup.
He does have. He has the warehouse for it too. So that's
what I'm saying. He has the perfect setup to take the inventory in, do his once a month warehouse sale, and dump all the product out that you can't sell on eBay or Amazon.
Right.
They're just not going to sell. So he in my mind has the perfect setup for a business of that model, but he has a whole different model. He buys truckloads every single week.
He does, and Target truckloads and all those guys, and but like you were talking in your video yesterday, even a store of 1,000 items is just hard to keep up with if you're doing it right.
Yeah.
So, but E Entertainment, if you're going to get ungated in Amazon and do all that stuff, they go there. And if you're into jewelry, I would go there. I'd totally, if you're into reselling charms and all that stuff for jewelry, I would do that. But I don't think ASD has the same pull as it did. I know because when I went 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I guess, right before the pandemic, I was supposed to go last ASD during the summer, but there's just and I know they got other stuff in there like toys and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's just not the same as it used
Here's a $64,000 question. All of these people, why aren't they listing it on Amazon?
Well, like they want to do the whole, be the middleman and stuff like that. They want to get all the stuff to you and you do all the work and stuff like that. So,
it's the quick
exactly. And I will give you this. If you own a small store, like a country store or, all those little knickknacks and stuff, ASD is definitely the place to go. I think a better thing for a reseller to do is to go to the candy shows and stuff like that, then ASD is my personal.
Are you still doing Whatnot? I haven't heard you talk about that.
No, actually I took a break from Whatnot because they've changed a whole bunch of things, but I think I'm going to go back on and do, because I got a lot of excess hats and inventory and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I think I am going to do a show here in March. And I do buy some stuff from there, but I am going to do some shows in March. I'll keep you updated on when I'll do my next Whatnot. In the beginning, they Whatnot was great because you you sold one item and they pay for shipping, and the next item let's say I sold this vintage, vintage San Diego Padres hat, New Era for $5, and then they pay $5 shipping. The next hat they bought, the same thing, the shipping would have been $1, and they don't have that anymore. They have to calculate all the shipping in there and stuff like that. Now, I did buy a couple hats yesterday that was on there, and they charged me like $12 for the whole thing. It was only like a $2. Well, it was like a $6, I guess. $6 for shipping, and then $6 for the hats, 2 hats together. And then
I'm glad you said that.
And then, but the next hat I bought which was a Raiders Jack Daniels hat collab, was nice. $2, and there was no shipping on it. So I have to look to see exactly what they're what the thing is. But I think the way to make money is volume on Whatnot, if you're doing volume and have a little following, of course. But if you have volume of something and you want to get rid of it, I think Whatnot's perfect for that. Even now they have so many different categories. They even have like a garage sale category, and they also have a like DVDs, VHS. You could do all records. You could do all that stuff. And they also have like Disney Mania stuff. You got all these different categories they didn't have when I was doing it. So.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time.
It's definitely changed, but I think I'm going to try it, just to see. Like I said, in March, like the first week of March, I'm going to put a show together and just see how I do and see what it's all about. So,
because I shipped out I think it was this weekend, a 15-ounce package. It was close to $7 first class.
Yeah. You must have been shipping it to California.
It was all the way across the country, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
$7.
Yeah.
Whoa. I don't have mine right now. I think my first class is like $5.49 is what I'm charging, flat rate.
I saw that in your video yesterday because I
think I might have to raise that again.
See, on my hats and stuff, I've been shipping on eBay. I've been charging $6.99.
I'm shipping out a hat today, and it was $4.20.
Yeah, exactly. If it's close, it's like $4.20. But if I have to ship it to New York or Florida, it's close to the $6.
Well, it would only weigh it in at 8 ounces because right now all my stuff that I sell on Walmart are under 8 ounces. They go in 6x4x4.
Yeah,
and most I pay is $4.44 to the furthest point, which has actually gone down. It used to be $4.55. So,
and I don't understand. I know we were talking a little bit before the show about Poshmark. I think their shipping policy. I'm not an expert on that, like we were talking about, but I think if it ships in a priority box, it ships in a priority box. And that would be.
I think Poshmark is 5 pounds.
Yeah, up to 5 pounds exactly. You're right on that. So you have to keep it under that. But I hate those. I hate those ones that you're at 1.5. If somebody orders 2 hats from me, I'm screwed. Or you ship those CDs, and what do they weigh out? Over a pound, right?
What are you talking about? 2 hats?
No, your CDs that you just shipped out, that set for $65.
No. 10 ounces.
Oh, 10 ounces. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you keep it, I'm all about the first class shipping right now. So if I can keep it under a pound, I'm happy. If I'm not, then I get upset. So
yeah. Hey Adam, have no fear. That's only going to go up. Just so you know.
Yeah, it's promote fees is definitely where they're getting you. That's where eBay's making money right now.
Well, I just wish that eBay would kind of convert and say 20% across the board and be done with this. I mean, where does the promotion stop? Does it ever end?
It never ends. It'll never end. They've got it all figured out where you got back when they first started, it was 4 or 5% or whatever was the roundabout, but it
Yeah.
just keeps on going up for average.
Well, when you first started, 2 of your listings would show up, if you remember correctly. You had your promoted listing and
Right.
your organic would show up.
Right.
Now you only get the 1. And like I said, where does it end?
It doesn't. There is no end.
No, when does that slide stop sliding?
Well, when you have some of these YouTubers talking about how they promote at 20% and 30% and whatever, that's just ridiculous. There has to be.
Bobby, do you promote?
Yes, I promote, and it depends on like if it's like new with tags items, I'll put near the minimum, whatever that is, like what 3%.
2%.
No,
And
so
then
you go in on
2% is the minimum.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, they always give you when you set up the listing, they always give you the like. I'm always putting it down because the suggested promoted, is like usually like 8 or 9%, and I'm like, I'll lower it if it's something that's like a new item that I know it's going to sell fast, new with tags, I'll put it down to 3, and if it's something else like a regular item, I'll have it at 5, and if it's something I just want to get the hell rid of it, then I'll put it maybe 6 or 7. If it's something I'm just like
list every single day.
Sorry?
Do you honestly list every single day?
I do list every day. I don't hit my goals every day, but I do list every day.
No, I'm just asking questions because here's the thing.
Honestly, I'm gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna,
no,
trust
I mean,
me.
No, well, some people would say I list every day, and they don't. I don't list every single day.
I mean, have there been days? I mean, yes, there were days that like.
But for the regular,
because
you're full time. For the regular, you pretty much list every day.
Yeah.
You could say that as okay. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is that for you, I would recommend no promotion when you first list the item, and let it run.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. I do that once in a while. I'll not do the promotion. Then because I know in the beginning you get like a little push the first week or so.
For the first day, like I don't promote.
If it's a good item, if it's a good item, then I will.
Then that too, but I don't promote any item when I first list it ever. First of all, my app doesn't allow for it. It's not in there. And secondly, there's no reason to promote the first day or first 2 days, let's say.
Yeah.
Plus, I think, did I talk about this last week? I forget. I spoke to an eBay rep here in the States about a case I had. I think I did talk about this last week. She told me, you remember, you used to be able to call and say, can you refresh my store?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
She told me there's no such thing anymore. They don't have that option. So, but what she did tell me is by moving your promoted listings around, it helps refresh your store. So I've kind of used that as my secondary for what I did this week. So like I would go in, end listing, relist, but not promote any of those 200 listings. None of them were promoted. Okay. Then a couple of days later, I'd pull up that page. Let's say it was page 2 that I did 2 days earlier. I'd pull that page up and pop 2% promoted on top of them. Okay. Without ending them, just do that. And then as I cycle through, I only have 6 pages to work with.
Cha-ching.
So, driver. Where was I? So as I cycle through, I only have 6 pages to work with. So it's repetitive, but you have to watch how many listings you're allowed per month. You don't want to go over. You can't run this process daily without a ton of listings available to you. Otherwise, you'll go over your quota.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you got to be careful. So you can knock it down to like 50 a day, let's say. You don't have to do 200. And just keep refreshing your store if you have good items. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to the same old thing. If you have crap in the store, your sales are going to be crappy.
Mm-hmm.
If you have what in your mind is good stuff that should be selling, then either you're priced wrong, your listing sucks, or you're doing something else wrong that's degrading your store. Either you're not I forget, because I've always been a top rated seller, not bragging, but that's what I've always been, a top rated seller. When you go below standard, I think they kind of push you down in the listings because of your standing with your selling rate, right? Is
Yep.
that how it works?
Yeah, because I was below standard and they pushed my listings down. And the other problem is, when you have this was a year ago or whatever, but when you first list a item, you get that new listing or whatever on there.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that
when you were below standard.
When I was below standard, yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of perks to being.
And I didn't get the discount. Of course, I got penalized
Right.
a couple more percent or whatever it was.
So here's the thing. Adam knows I talk to Randy a lot. Randy's helped me with because he's been in business for like 100,000 years. Mm-hmm. So he kind of knows a lot of things. So we were talking last week about and it's like for a whole new video, but we'll just leave it at this tonight. We were talking about, if you watch YouTube a lot, you notice that a lot of people on YouTube are talking about how bad eBay's rules are and returns and so forth and so on. Mm-hmm. So I'll leave you with this one. Walmart will hit you with lost after delivery, and you have to eat that every single time. Lost after delivery. So if you think eBay is that bad, because I sell on almost every platform, and Wish is like a nightmare. I mean, a total nightmare to sell on Wish. eBay, in my opinion, is probably one of the best ones.
Now, I have a quick question. Now eBay is trying to make you promote your auctions. Are you doing that, Bobby? Are you promoting your auctions?
Well, no. I was just going to say that too. I do a lot of auctions, not a lot of auctions, but I always have
more than everybody else.
Yeah, I told you, I have an auction ending tonight. Hopefully, someone's going to buy it. What was I going to say? I usually have about a dozen auctions running at a time, and excuse me. And they ask you to promote, but I don't, because it's like really high. It's very expensive to promote.
Yeah, on top of that, but they're getting you in that mindset to promote your auction when people should be, it should be at the top that people are looking at for, lots of whatever or
exactly.
Or if you got something hot that's, going for hundreds of dollars, you think they put that up on top, or lots of bids, you think they put that up on top too. So,
okay.
But anyways.
So everybody that's here, go watch my video that should be up here in a few minutes. How I got
we'll go watch that one. Go watch his last one, Flipping Goodies.
Outsmarted by this eBay buyer.
Yeah, there you go. We'll go check it out. And then Adam's channel, Wednesday night.
Oh, they're still doing a check on it. I'm at 99%.
Oh, see, they're thinking about it. It might be clickbait, so yeah.
No, it's not clickbait, damn it. It's a true story. I wouldn't know how to do clickbait. That's how bad I suck at YouTube.
And Adam, DM me. I might have a hat that you might want. A Phillies hat, an Eagles hat. So DM me. I'll send you a picture of it.
It looks like it might be a little bit longer for it to clear. So
yeah. We'll be on Mike's channel next week, so go check us out there. All three of us. I think you're going to be right there, Bobby. You're going to be there next week.
God willing.
Yeah, exactly.
God willing.
Me too. All right, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Have a good week. Hopefully you have some great sales, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Peace.